Hi folks, got an amazing guest here today. We've had him before, he was on a canal boat. He is Jason Hall, a legendary figure, Brendan.
Jason Kid London, isn't it?
Yeah. Here we go, yeah, that's me indeed.
Kid London.
This is a man who went to Las Vegas about the age of 21 and went over and sparred with a lot of the greats, you know, Floyd Mayweather. So he's got some great stories, and but he's going to go today in depth more about the life in Las Vegas. So he's got some great stories, Brendan.
We're looking forward to it. Yeah, and he's brought me some bullet points.
Got a list.
So he's given me a list, and I think we should be finished by Wednesday or Thursday. But looking at it, do you know what I mean?
That's just one of the pages.
This is like a War and Peace interview.
This is the menu. This is
it?
the ingredients.
This is the ingredients.
The ingredients.
It's not because we aren't capable of asking questions, but you know.
Jason.
This should allow me to be a bit more understood.
So what happened? You were a fighter over in England, and you suddenly decided that it wasn't quite working out for you, and you just headed off to Las Vegas, which was a very brave decision.
I chased my dream. I chased my dream in an intense way. I did. I chased my dream.
What happened?
So
it became a nightmare, didn't it?
Yeah. I had it all arranged. Got on the plane. Went to Vegas. Was picked up. I thought I was going to be staying in a 5-star luxury suite. It was none of that whatsoever.
It says here downtown motel, is it?
Yeah, well, it was a crazy weekend. So what it was Tyson Holyfield, the first fight,
right?
And it was long awaited, highly anticipated. The whole of America was in Vegas. Everyone in America was trying to get into a 16,000 seater stadium or arena.
So there was no hotel space.
So everyone's watching in the casinos, in the hotels, and. Basically, I've come through the arrivals section of the hotel. Bozer Edwards has waved me up. He's got here we go. And I'm thinking, here we go, this is it. I'm here, touchdown. Right, let's go and have a look at me digs to see where I'm staying. And as soon as I've got into his car, he said, everywhere's full up this weekend in Vegas. He said, and obviously, there's no accommodation, private accommodation arranged for you. He said, so what we will do, he said, we'll have a little drive further down the strip. And I remember the feeling of going through the strip. And I see the lights, I see the casinos, I see Flamingo, Hilton, Caesar's Palace, Monte Carlo, New York, MGM. Oh my good Lord, I thought, God, it'd be nice. I hope he finds me somewhere around this end. He kept driving. It's a 5-mile strip, and all of a sudden the lights are dimming down. There's hardly any lights. I'm like, and the hotels are getting smaller and shorter. And it's getting darker and darker, and the road's getting scruffy and scruffy. And in fact, the road actually gets narrower and narrower. This is where he puts me. It's called Harbour Island, Paradise Road. $150 a week. Back then, 30 years ago, so that's still pricey. $150 a week, no security check, no safety deposit. Anyone can stay there. Rich people, poor people, tourists, pimps, drug dealers, brasses, you name it. Me.
An eclectic mix.
Me, the aspiring world champion. Aspiring to be a world champion.
Have we even said that he's a boxer in this interview?
We hadn't mentioned that.
Do you want to mention that, Brendan?
At this point you were attempting to be
I'm attempting
you want to be a world champion boxer.
Just in case you didn't know, folks.
I'm out there on a mission. I'm out there on a mission.
Brasses and all that.
That's
it's a sort of familiar territory.
Unbelievable,
So you'd be at home in that hotel. You'd have booked in, Brent.
Yeah, I'd have lived there.
Suppose the chicks. So I got there on November the 27th. Bozer says to me, do you want to go to the fight? I said, absolutely, I'd love to. He said, right, okay. He said, lovely. He said, your credential will be left at the box office, or the ticket bit, when you go into the MGM. He said, it's all sorted, all organised for you. He said, you'll have a great time. He said, and what a way to welcome you to the city. I thought, this is going to be nice. I'm right looking forward to this. I'm going to the Holyfield Tyson fight. And there's pink suits, purple suits, yellow suits, gold suits.
What suit did you have?
A suit of bewilderment. I had a suit of bewilderment on. Everyone's backing Tyson. You got a minority that are backing Holyfield because he's a massive underdog. He was 32-1. And I've gone in, I've watched the fight. Holyfield pulls off the upset. He knocks Tyson out in the 9th round. So I've got out of the casino. And And I'm walking back now. I'm going to walk back to my my new place where I'm going to be there for the next week. I've got a bit of good clobber on. I'm going to go in this place over here. I'm walking the boy up to the bar. I've got myself a drink. And I'm standing there. And girl walks along towards me. She hears me talking to the barman. Another one. Hears the accent. Oh, you're from England? Like, yeah, oh, yeah. Are you over for the fight? Yes, I'm over for the fight. She said, oh, well, I've got no one to talk to. I'm bored, I'm talking to no one. Words to that effect. Come, we're going to have a sit down. I said, we're going to sit here, we're sitting at this table, we're sat on this table, we're having a chat. Next minute, she wants to start undressing herself. Do you know what I mean? She wants to start getting undressed and all that. I'm thinking, hold on a minute.
Things are going well then, really.
Yeah.
She wants to start taking her dress off and all that. Within 15 minutes, she took her dress off and she wouldn't get off my lap. And I was highly uncomfortable.
I wouldn't have lasted that long.
I was highly uncomfortable. And then
what? Because you thought you were going to part with money, or
I just felt. I'm thinking. Because you got to remember.
Thoroughly attracted to you.
This was 1996, 1997. I never knew what strip clubs were. I never knew what gentlemen's clubs were. And this didn't. This definitely didn't look like one. If that's what they're meant to look like. This was a very, very must have been a top end one.
Yeah.
Because no one was walking around undressed.
They must
wait until they sit. They must wait until they get you to the table and sit down, and then they get undressed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like it's like today, these sort of clubs, they walk around half dressed, didn't they?
Yeah.
But this one was fully clothed. I thought she was quite a nice person. Wanted to be friends. Wanted to have a chat. I thought, yeah, we'll have a lemonade at the table.
It was all going well, wasn't it?
Yeah. She took her kit off, and the next minute, and then she did bill me. She asked me for about $200. And I've refused to pay. I said, I don't know what you're talking about. She said, I think you've got the wrong end of the stick. I said, no. I said, I ain't got no wrong end of anything. I said, you said, do I want to have a chat? And I said, let's go over here and sit down. I said, and you've took your dress off. I told you not to take your dress off. And you put your dress off. Even I said, don't take your dress off. You still took your dress off. And then you sat on my lap. And then you're ordering,
really.
and then she's ordering drinks over for herself.
Yeah.
And then
not paying.
And then I've got to foot the bill, and I'm like, I'm not having this.
No.
So yes, they asked me to leave because I said I weren't paying. So I thought, well, that's
standard, wasn't it?
Unbelievable.
Really, yeah.
So that was it. So
that romance ended there.
Well, that's it. Yeah. Then I've walked out of this gaff, and I've gone to me.
Did you not go home then?
I went home for definitely. I went home now. I went to Harbour Island. Got to Harbour Island.
Yeah.
And standing right underneath the sign outside Harbour Island. You know, it's funny how the memory works, because I can forget what I did yesterday, but I completely remember everything that's made me unwell over the years. And this was definitely one of them. But as I was walking home, the sign outside the front of this complex I was staying at, Harbour Island, and there was a girl standing right underneath the corner of it as if she was like part of the advertisement. This is Harbour Island. And all she said was hi. And I said, all right. Well, as soon as I've said all right, it's another one. Oh, you're from England, Albert. Oh, she's followed me all the way to my door. This one won't leave me alone. She's obviously, or she's on the game. I've had to shut the door. This is no good.
She didn't take her clothes off.
No, this was weird. But I was getting knocks on the door all throughout the night. All throughout the night, I was getting knocks off the door from her, from other people, knocking on my door. Oh, this must be where the English fella lives. Do you know what I mean? This must be where the fella with the traveller's checks is. Do you know what I mean? So when Boza come and got me the next morning, I said, any chance you can find me somewhere to live as quickly as possible other than here?
Do you know, I think that was like kind of a good night out, really, wouldn't it?
And so I've gone from there, you know what I mean? I've gone from the downtown.
How far down the list are we?
That's paragraph 1.
Okay.
You might have to condense these stories a little bit, you know what I mean?
Anyway.
Just
But that was my
every step of the journey.
Anyway, as we come to the end, right?
Next.
That was my welcoming
Yeah.
to Las Vegas.
Well, why did that affect you badly? I don't get it.
Well, that was just the first sort of night there, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, what have I done here? Like, is this going to be? Is it going to be like this all the time I'm here? But no, it weren't. Within a couple of days, I'm introduced to Roger down at the gym. I'm sparring Floyd. I've showed what I'm about, and it's good. and we're in the.
What's it like getting in the ring first time with Floyd? And where was he at?
I'll be honest.
He wasn't a big star then, though, was he?
He'd had his first three already.
Right.
He'd had his first three already. Yeah, Boza took me to the gym. So I got that week out of the way. I got 5 days out of the way there. So I checked out in 5 days. Yes. And he put me somewhere else.
Did the bird knock on the door any other night?
No. It all happened on that night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So I started training the next morning. Started running. Started shadow boxes, doing my groundwork and all that. Then Boza let me go into another gym for a couple of days to loosen up before I go and spar Floyd. And then then we go down to Golden Gloves. So I went down there. And I had a little move about. He said, Roger wants to see what you're about. I said, what does he want me to do? I said, hit the pads, hit the bag, shoot him, you can spar. He was as good as I was as good as he was. Very tentative, but you just didn't see his punches coming because he was that quick. Do you know what I mean? It was
Did he see yours coming?
And he was gone. Yeah.
Did you ever nail him?
Then he was behind me. Yeah. We had a toe to toe in bursts. We would have a toe to toe, but I'd get 2 off, he'd get 10. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
You wanted to give him a bit of confidence, then, did you?
Well, then they all collapsed, and that was it. Then that was my bracelet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then Boza takes me to meet a very, very good friend of him and his name was Joey Curtis, who was an Italian guy from New York in his 80s, nearly 90, and he was the referee in Muhammad Ali's last fight. In fact, he'd done loads of Muhammad Ali fights. He'd done Holmes and Halley.
Right.
Larry Holmes and Muhammad Ali. And in his office, he had one of his nephews, one of his own family, like another Italian, obviously. So when they knew about my living accommodation, they said to Boza, they said, no, he's come all this way. He's going to have to be with them lot every day. Get the Golden Gloves of all them Mayweathers. Yeah. He's completely in a foreign environment in regards to country, culture, colour, skill maybe, but just the whole thing. He said it don't sit well with us. He said he can come and live with us. Let Jason come and live with us. He ain't got to give us no dough. He ain't got to pay nothing. He can buy his shopping, buy his food. Floyd can come pick him up from our house. So I thought, this is it.
That's nice.
This is a nice setup.
What number are we on, Brendan?
Number 4.
This is where it gets a little bit. We always used to see this character come out of this door of the apartment above us. He was a strange character. He would walk past you, he wouldn't look at you, he'd put his head down. And then as you'd go in your door, you could hear him open his door as if like he's coming back out. But he wouldn't go back out because you wouldn't hear you wouldn't hear his feet on the stairs. And so we'd go in and he'd come out, look, and he'd shut his door and we thought, oh, this piece of skis is off key. We're sitting in the jacuzzi and my mate's gone, what the fuck, motherfucker? Jesus Christ, he got out of the jacuzzi so fast, ran towards the window. We're going, what? He goes, did you see that? Well, I didn't see, I couldn't see nothing. The fella was looking through the window and he swears it was the fella that lives above us that was staring at us through the window. So we've got up out the jacuzzi and we've gone back in our place. We didn't see this fellow for a few days, probably 2 or 3 days. Next minute, the apartment upstairs is all taped off. Forensics, FBI, everything. It's all closed off. Even the apartment on the ground floor. We was middle. It was ground floor first and second. We were first. He was second. And but they were shutting different apartments down to look for I don't know, evidence or whatnot. Then it comes up on the news, CNN News. Gianni Versace's been ironed out. He's been killed. He's been killed at his front doorstep in Miami. And the fella
you're in the jacuzzi.
And the fella that's done it is Andrew Cunanan. And Andrew Cunanan was found on a riverboat in Miami, right in front of Gianni Versace's house. He'd put a double barrel to his mouth, and shot himself, killed himself. Done Versace, then done himself. Well, he was the fella living upstairs from us. He was the fella that was looking through the window when we was in the jacuzzi. And he was the fella that used to hide when we was coming in and come back out and all that carry on. You never know if you was on the list, like, you know what I mean?
Victim.
Yeah.
I mean, no, because you don't know, like, because he might have thought the three of us, we were all fucking, like, do you know what I mean? We had some fucking funny thing going on, like, but you don't know how
I
these
suppose
people...
that the fact you didn't dress in smart suits saved you, really.
Unbelievable, yeah. So that was him. That was Andrew Cunanan.